Welcome to the Laura Cross podcast. Though I have Leo Cross today, making sure the camera actually faces us and such. So, I feel like it's been a very big year for us together. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think, relocating here, we've been here a little over 8 months now. That's probably the biggest change, moving from Charleston, where we lived for 4 years.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Tell
them your thoughts of being in a new locale.
Alright, first off, it's getting hot. That's better. Yeah, I think that Chattanooga has been great. We were just talking about how we hardly ever hear lawnmower noise here, as opposed to every single day for multiple hours in Charleston.
Yeah, two factors there. One, where we lived in Charleston, there's a lot more, the population density was higher in our neighborhood than it is here. We had someone on either side, and then, 3 across the street, and then a bunch behind us. So we're like in the middle of a
Big
square of people.
Yeah.
And then, in addition, people are much bigger much, more into extremely manicured lawns in Charleston than they are here.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Which, as we admitted, is charming. But
Yeah, it's very pretty, but it's also very noisy if you're at
Yeah.
home during the day.
Or maybe you're trying to film a video outside and there's a lot of lawn care going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far I think we've really liked having our own space and multiple sets here to be able to actually host people and have people stay in our guest room and take them out to dinner and get to know people, as well as having, a dedicated wrestling room area, like a dojo type area, as well as we can move out to sort of a dungeon pit fighting looking area, a medical set, a living room area, and 2 different bedrooms.
2 different bedrooms, yep.
Yeah. So that everything...
And the kitchen. We film in there sometimes.
Yeah, we do. So that everything doesn't look just completely the same. I think we're going to start renting some Airbnbs.
When we travel.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were
for some
talking
fun
about that.
differences.
Yeah. Just investing a little more in the quality of the sets that we have now that we can afford to and have the volume
Yeah.
of work that would make that feasible.
Yeah, and now that we're getting a lot of people that we really like
To film with.
Yeah, that we really like to film with, that we know really well, and we can say hey, we're gonna shoot here. Let's show up at this time, and we'll shoot these things. And you'd be surprised how much reliability matters in this particular industry.
Yeah. I mean, it's huge because everybody essentially that does this full time is self-employed, and so scheduling is so critical, and is a big deal, especially because most of the time people are traveling to get to where they're shooting or who they're shooting with. It's very rare that it's just someone down the street.
Right. Yeah. We don't know very many locals. We know one.
Well,
We know one now. Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah. Primarily lifestyle, but...
Oh, yeah. Never
Yeah.
mind. I was telling you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but the closest, real, content creators, are over an hour away, which is tough.
But they're closer than they were in Charleston.
That's true. Yeah, we know,
The full content creators.
Yeah.
Although, right as we were making the decision to move and buying our house, we met Tatiana.
which was such a bummer. Because
It's bad timing. Yeah, it would have been great if we could have met her sooner.
Charleston for so long.
Filming, making content.
Yeah, and then she became like my best friend, and
then we moved.
It was so annoying. I was like, we could have been doing this for years. But yeah, totally love her.
We still see her all the time, though.
Yeah, she's gonna come down here. I'm gonna go down there.
We went to Disney World with her in February.
Disney World, Jamaica.
It's coming up.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. There's something to like meeting in, different locations and filming.
That's yeah. I mean, I'm, probably even more than you. Having a
Travel
drive
person.
for exploration and
Yeah.
The value of being in different locations and places is enriching to me.
I will say, I feel like we've gotten to advance our martial arts training quite a bit this year. I feel a lot more confident.
Yeah, we've been training and are going to continue to. I think in Charleston, with the shakeup at the gym we were going to, it took us several months before we restarted.
Yeah.
And then we were there for a couple of months in between traveling, which, takes up so much of our time. But then we kind of, took a break, maybe around November because of traveling for holidays and getting ready to move to this house. So last year really had a lot of obstacles, and some this year too with my arm.
Oh yeah, he tore his bicep. Could you show off your scar just a little bit?
Yeah,
so some people have asked about this on like Reddit.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, what's up with his arm?
Yeah, so I was doing a gi jiu-jitsu class. I had a lapel grip, on someone's gi, and I was holding them in, and they jerked away, which happens all the time in jiu-jitsu. You're holding onto something that's pulled away. But anyway, for whatever reason, this one time, my bicep, it was a distal bicep, complete rupture off of the bone, and about a little over a week later, they put it back. What they do is they open you up, drill a hole through the radius, suture like in and out in multiple places in the biceps tendon, and then anchor it to the bone using a titanium pin. So they did that, and I'm stronger because of that. Like, I've been very diligent about strength training in particular since I've been able to. So I feel like I'm stronger than I was before the injury.
Definitely.
Maybe not my cardio, but strength-wise stronger. But anyway, that made me take 3 months off of training jiu-jitsu as well.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I have not lost to a blue belt girl in over a year.
What blue belts have you fought in the last year?
Cheyenne Jewel.
You fought her within a year?
Yeah.
When's the last time?
I fought her twice, I think.
When's the last time you grappled her?
I fought her in LA, and I fought her in San Diego.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I also, fought her before that and won as well. In New York.
Right.
But
I just didn't realize you'd seen her so recently.
Yeah. Yeah, you weren't there on that trip.
No, on neither of those trips.
On either of those trips, yeah.
Not invited.
But anyways, yeah, he wasn't invited. It was mostly just me.
I was actually invited, to be honest, but why
with a bunch of girls.
Yeah. There's no reason for me to just.
Yeah, it's mostly me and girls.
Spends money on the plane ticket.
But I'm trying to think. There's been several blue belt girls I've just rolled against. Yeah, I haven't lost anyone who's been a blue belt or a white belt this year.
What about in rolls at the gym?
Yeah, still
Have you
no.
rolled with any white belts? No one submitted you?
No, no one has submitted me who's a white belt. So that's good.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big deal.
Sure.
Oh, and that includes dudes. No white belt
What
dudes.
what about me?
You're really.
I'm a white belt.
You're really a blue belt. I'm
I don't
omitting you.
I don't think that's true.
I'm omitting you. Well, you're not a white belt.
What am I?
I don't know. You're confusing. You're a blue belt in what? Or a brown belt in Bondo?
No. It's funny every time you tell people like about my martial arts background.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell them.
It changes into something different.
Wasn't it Bondo though?
Well, so Bondo is the first martial art I learned anything about because my dad was black belt level in Bondo.
Yeah.
And he taught me a lot of that when I was very young, like how to punch, footwork, how to use knees and elbows, and some basic clinch work. You know, he's very into, Sam Harris is into gouging out eyeballs.
I don't know why Sam Harris.
My dad's very
so
big
much.
about breaking knees with stomps.
Yeah.
Different kicks to the knee and things like that. But anyway, so that, yes, and then but I never formally studied it where I would be belted, and then in Taijutsu, Bujinkan Taijutsu, which is like, for slightly more effective Aikido, so it's not really a very good combat martial art. It's definitely one of those like self-development.
Okay.
It has some good techniques. It has real techniques, like it's a traditional Japanese martial arts style, so a lot of the traditional throws and stand-up work from judo is in it, but we didn't really train it with live full resistance sparring the way you need to get good at something. So the techniques are good, but the training is not necessarily as good. And there's a lot of stuff that's illegal in judo and jiu-jitsu, like a lot of standing wrist manipulation, and things like that, which definitely, I mean, wrist locks are a thing in jiu-jitsu you can do on the ground. Someone submitted me last week with a wrist lock. They had me in side control. So you could definitely do those things, and they're real techniques. They're hard to do. It's hard to hold someone's hand to manipulate the wrist if they know what you're doing, if they're a fighter. So anyway, it's good for teaching body mechanics and footwork. We spend a lot of time training dodging things. Okay.
I just want to know the rough belt level you were at.
So I think in terms of belt level, I was about to be promoted to black belt in Taijutsu. Okay. But I trained about 3 years. Okay. Regularly. The equivalent of going to maybe 4 or 5 classes of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu a week. And I trained a lot with Roman. Okay. And I had some background, so I don't know. I would say even that the art is less efficient or less effective than Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Right. But in terms of my knowledge of it and my skill with it, probably what in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu would be a purple belt, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I was about that level of understanding and ability in this martial art. Okay. If that makes sense.
All right. Let's move on to sexy stuff that people want to hear about.
Okay, sure. Anyway, I was not that good.
Yes.
But she keeps bringing it up, so it was worth clarifying. Yeah. She can cut this out if she wants to.
No, I won't bother. So, as far as who we've been shooting with and who you've had the...
Do you want this to sound sexy, or do you want me to tell the truth?
Whatever you want. Who you've had the most fun with. And I'll share mine.
In terms of in a single shoot?
In a single shoot, yes.
I think the shoot that I liked the most was the shoot we did with Paris.
Yeah,
with
that was
the
fun.
Sex fight with Paris.
Paris Love?
Yeah, Paris Love.
Yeah.
Out of Florida. That's as specific as I'll get, I guess. But yeah, just a cool person, good performer, fun, nice.
Yeah.
Very attractive, is not hard to be engaged.
I think it was Katie Lynn for me.
Really?
Yeah.
She was super into you.
Yeah, I know. I love that.
I think she was definitely,
and she was really, really hot.
Paris,
cute.
which I like about her, is very stoic.
Yes.
And, very, stoic, I think is the right word.
Yeah.
But Katie, sweetheart, attractive, but super into you,
And
super into me too. I mean, she was
exactly, and she was so good with her words, and they just overflowed. You know,
really good at holding hands.
Yeah, I remember. We did karaoke after.
We did karaoke with her and her partner. That night.
It was actually
she
really
cooked for us.
Oh my god, the food was
delicious,
amazing.
Delicious Vietnamese cuisine from a Vietnamese born lovely person.
Yeah.
Yeah. What could be better?
Yeah, she was totally amazing.
Yeah, I did enjoy her and her partner.
Oh, me too.
Hanging out with them, they were great.
And they were both smart, fun to socialize with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I will say, I was thinking hardcore stuff, but if you take that as an office or a crime, I really enjoyed filming with Tapered Physique.
Oh, Tapered's awesome.
Tapered and I did a shoot, just me and her, and we did a competitive grappling match, and then a pro fighting, a pro wrestling, improvised pro wrestling match, and then we did the CPR thing. God, CPR, being the CPR, have you been a CPR model, or have you just been giving the CPR? You've been the person getting it. It's tough.
Well, they were doing it hard on you.
What do you mean?
They were doing it hard on you. I've had it, whoever was doing it to you, I've had it done through Fetishland Studios, and there was no problem.
No, it was hard not to move. It wasn't physically uncomfortable. It was hard to be dead for that long.
Oh, no, that was fine.
That was because I was okay, I can't open my eyes, I can't move, I need to only breathe when she breathes into me, I can't move my arm, I can't scratch this itch, just for 10 minutes. That was the thing that was, I think that was the first time I've done any kind of script or anything where I was still for that long.
I've done that a lot.
Yeah, I've been still for, 30 seconds maybe in plenty of scripts, but but for this long, it was kind of a goofy script too. I had a lot of, you'll understand this, Laura, with my sense of humor with these scripts.
Yeah.
But, the premise was that Tapered and I were wrestling, and she gets me into a choke hold, and I die. She kills me on accident because I'm not tapping.
Yeah.
And then she realizes, oh shit, he's gone into cardiac arrest, let's do CPR. And with my background, I was like, God, I hope, this CPR is trash. Man, of course I would be dead. Anyway.
That's funny.
And I was also the first thing you do is you call for help. You actually don't immediately start CPR, you call 911. Now, if you can start dialing 911 and then do compressions, that's fine. You actually don't have to do breaths anymore. That doesn't really make much of a difference. It's the pushing the heart, because pushing the chest, if you're doing it right, it's going to cause some air to go in and out. And by far the most important thing is pushing the chest. Anyway, all this stuff. So I was ignoring that. But anyway, so she did it. And at a certain point, I was to wake up. It was to be successful.
Yeah.
And so when I woke up, I immediately was like, why'd you let me go? I didn't tap. And all this, I didn't, I wasn't supposed to remember that I had died. And,
you're right.
I was like, okay, let's keep going. I can do this. You can't beat me.
That's funny.
Yeah. So that's the kind of sense of humor that I like.
That's cute. I like it.
Yes, Tama.
Yeah. All right, so
I think I'm talking too much. She likes talking, and I think I'm talking more than she would like me to.
He's talking too much. So, the girls that we have coming up that we're going to be shooting with are we'll be shooting with Daisy Bell in late September. September.
Maybe.
Well, I'll be shooting with her. For sure.
Why wouldn't I?
You might or might not. We don't know if her boyfriend is going to be around or not.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Anyways. And
You can only have sex with her if her boyfriend's not around.
That's right.
That's what she said.
Yep, let's put this on YouTube. So,
is this going on YouTube?
This is going on YouTube.
You can edit that out? We're at 20 minutes. Like 2020 is when you need to take that out.
And then in October, we're going to have Athena Anderson come visit, and she's going to be great for customs. So, 'cause she's a great actress, she's beautiful.
She's really good at acting.
She's good at everything.
Very fun, very attractive, just a great person, so far as we know. So.
And super enthusiastic. So we're probably going to have probably Andy's Palace down, because we love her and she comes down every month.
More than that if she can, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Because she's great. And then in November, we're going to be having Echo Bell and Tatiana Steele available.
In addition, before that, we probably will have opportunity to film with Parker Skies.
Oh, right.
Again.
Parker Skies is awesome.
We're working on that, but I suspect it will happen.
Yeah.
She's really great.
And then I'm going to go down to shoot with Tatiana Steele and Tapered Physique for sure. Probably Echo Bell's going to be there.
In December.
That's
what you're talking about, yeah.
Right before I go home for Christmas. Wholesome activities. And then we're going on a sex cruise.
I will just be here drinking a lot of beer while she's gone.
But what about our sex cruise?
At all the breweries. Yes, the sex cruise is going to be fantastic.
Yes.
We're not accepting customs.
We are not.
We are just going to have a lot of girls and have a lot of sex.
Have a lot of fun.
And film it.
Yep.
While having fun in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
On a boat.
Definitely going to be Andy, Parker, Daisy, and me, as well as this lucky man who's responsible for lots of work.
It's going to be terrible. Yeah, I'm going to have to fuck so much. More than I want. I mean, and trust me, I think about 5 to 10 minutes a day is like fine.
Ideal.
I don't need more than that, that's enough.
You can do it though.
I can do it for sure.
Yeah, I think this is a good wrap. You think?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna. Yeah,
I think this is a good wrap.
That's where you want to end.
Yeah, it's time for Indian food.
This didn't go how she wanted it to, because I'm an independent human being that does what I want.
Yeah, right. It's so difficult. Why didn't I get a submissive? What the heck?
Applications?
Yeah, applications?